There we go. A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all on the Sunday DATV Net. Very welcome to have you on the last Sunday before Christmas. And it will be interesting to see what happens during the Christmas season. In fact, I hope more amateurs will be on frequency. We also want to take this opportunity of thanking the Qatar Satellite Company for allowing us the opportunity to be on their satellite with our amateur satellite, which was developed by the AMSAT DL team and also AMSAT UK and of course the BATC. Many organizations that made this possible for us to be able to transmit DATV to each other from Brazil right the way through to India at times. So we have a wonderful range. The whole of Africa is included, and of course the whole of Europe. Fantastic satellite, and I can tell you it works very, very well indeed. What I want to do is, because it's the festive season, try and give you a mathematical equation. So I'll first switch my camera off, and then you can see how we greet each other mathematically. Being radio hams, we're supposed to know a bit of maths. So one moment. Now, why isn't it working? Oh, that's very interesting. I know why. My camera is still on. Sorry, guys. Take the camera off and go to that image. There we go. So if you follow the maths there, you will understand where a Merry Christmas comes from. If you know a bit about logs, it sort of works out. This is as old as the hills, but I dug it up the other day. It came back on Facebook. I posted this many years ago, and I thought, oh well, seeing that we're so close to Christmas, we can calculate where the name Merry Christmas comes from. Ed, you had a very nice introduction for the Christmas season, so I hope you're going to play that introduction when your turn comes up. That is for sure. And while we do that, let's go over to the list and see who's on frequency today. There we go. We've got Leon, ZS1 Mike to follow. And then to Bert in the Netherlands, Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. Nice signal we saw from you, Bert. And then Ed, you had a wonderful introduction, so I hope you're going to play that a bit. Good music and all. That came through very well, and in the festive season, you really know your way around graphics. That's for sure. And then to Paul, Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa in the Netherlands, just back from a walk. Well, that should, by the time you get it, you'll be back to catching your breath, Paul. Anyway, I just want to bring it back and get the Christmas message to disappear somehow, and bring on the camera again. There we go. So it's all working. Anyway, so Leon, if you don't mind taking the microphone, we'd appreciate that. ZS1 Mike to take it from ZS6 Yankee India and the group.
Okay, ZS6YI in the group, ZS1 Mike, saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but we're all in the roughly in the same time zone except Ed. For Ed, it's still early. Okay, Gary. Yeah, we've had a couple of words beforehand. Your picture's fine now. I don't know why you've moved to the corner of the picture. You're almost falling off the picture. Right, and glad to see Bert is there, and Ed and Paul. Very nice, very nice. Okay, Gary, a question for you. Well, a problem to solve apart from the maths. No, my maths is way too rusty now. I have to sort of get into the swing to be able to resolve that equation. Do you perhaps know of any chemical concoction for clearing spark plugs? I made up a concoction that sort of works, and I've done it before, but I can't remember what I used. These are aircraft spark plugs, and the guys foul them up because they run them too rich. Now, well, you'll know, you're supposed to land full rich, and then they forget that after they've landed, when you taxi, to lean out again. And then they, oh, this is, I've now got as clean as I could. I made a mixture of hexane, toluene, and xylene, all three non-polar solvents, organic solvents, which obviously gets rid of all the oily stuff and so on, and it softens some of the carbon, and then with a little wire brush I can clean it. I know that the standard way of cleaning spark plugs is to sandblast them, but that is not a good idea. You damage the porcelain insulator around the center conductor, so I don't want to do that. I did at one stage made a concoction which cleaned that thing beautifully, so you would have that nice white insulator sitting in the center again. I know I had a bit of carbon tet in the mixture as well. I've still got like about a third of a bottle of carbon tet, but I tried that and it had no effect, so I don't know whether it can't be new petrol, because aircraft petrol is still the same as it's been for yonks. It's only the car petrol that changed. Anyway, that is a question for you with all your chemical background. Yeah, I can just show the theremin again. I don't know who else was aware that I was building a new theremin, a different design to what my previous one was. This schematic I found on Google. I just Googled, and there were lots of different schematics, even valve ones and so on, but I like this one. No ICs, but all junction FETs. So it's very easy to work with. I must just try and get the proper FETs. These are not the right number ones, but all the supply places are closed. I phoned Communico the other day, no answer. So I realized, but it's past the 15th. Most of the places have closed. It should be BF246, I think. BF246Bs, which the original design specified. I've got 2 and 3819s in there, but they're not exactly the same. Anyway, right, on the next over I'll show you my rocket progress. Oh, and Gary, just as you cut yourself short on our previous conversation, but I did hear that you said I did not show the raft video. Yeah, I'll have to make a little edited version of that because it's very long. How we assembled the rafts, how we took them by truck to Struisbaai Harbour, and then we towed them out with a big boat into the deep sea and left them at specific GPS coordinates, the 3 of them, and all the instrumentation we had on it and so on. And that's where I also had the X200 antennas and a lot of other antennas for other frequencies and so on. That was a fantastic project for the German. It was for the German Navy, yeah, when they tested here. Cape of Good Hope exercise, yeah. They've been here many times doing their tests. Okay, right. I shall give it to Bert now. Papa Alpha 3, Alpha Oscar Delta, for the group from ZS1 Mike.
believe I'm on air. And yeah, I got some issues with the audio over here. Yeah, okay, that's a lot. I don't know what it is at the moment, what the problem is, but anyway, I can hear myself back, so you must hear me also. Good afternoon, evening, or morning for it in this case. I think it's maybe around 11 o'clock or so in the morning, I think, at its place. Yeah, about the BF256 you talk about, Leon, that's probably all obsolete, the component, but there must be something to get there via internet, because they're used so many schematics they're used. So you must can get them. I suppose anyway. And about the cleaning of the spark plugs, you can. No, I lost my name. To put in some water, not normal water, but in such a small cabinet, and some vibration. No, I'm lost to the word. I hope you know what I mean. Put them in a vibration to clean all the stuff. I don't know if it's possible, but it's just an idea. I've been busy here with the 9700, the icon, to put in the Leo Bodnar. Oh wait, I can show you on the screen. Let's see if that's possible. Okay, that will be on my shaky cam, exactly the same cam, but this little PCB. Maybe you can see it. That's the board I bought last week, and I'm now putting it into the transceiver. Let's see. Oh, that can go away. Okay. It's now in the transceiver. Now I've adjusted it. I can see some difference. Yeah, this is the Leo Bodnar. I can clearly hear when the external sync is entered or not. But that's not working 100% at the moment. But we will continue with the testing. But anyway, this is for this transceiver then. That's the only thing I'm doing at the moment. I finished up my amplifiers also last week. We had a contest last weekend, and yeah, that did good work, and yeah, everything is now finished, including the air cooling. It's now good. It's a small hole with some mesh wire on the side, so only air can go in, and no leaves or other unknown spiders or that kind of stuff. Spiders may walk, but not on my equipment or in my equipment. But yeah, that's at the moment my job, and the amplifier is ready. Yeah, this is a small one. I'm also busy with making the bigger one. This is just 500 watts, and the next one will only be 1 kilowatt amplifier. But yeah, let's see. Camera back to its position. Sorry, I got only one camera on at the moment because yeah, I had some issues with the audio, but that seems to be working now. Okay, that's all I have to tell. Let's send them to South America. It starts with South anyway. And to you with Fine Music. Papa Yankee 2, Radio Nancy from the group Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta.
Yeah, maybe not a good idea to bless that panel. Hi, guys. Good afternoon. Greetings. Nice to see you all. Good copy from Gary, also from Leon and Bert, and most probably gonna have a good copy from Paul as well. And wish you. Oh, we'll get to Roger as well after Paul. So hello everybody. Hello Gary, Leon, Bert, Paul, Roger. Nice to see you guys. And quite good. I mean, have been testing with terrestrial. Oh, by the way, since you guys mentioned about the song, that's at my introduction festive Christmas song. Actually, not a Christmas song, but it's appropriate for the epoch, and it's a Brazilian song. That's from 1973. The singer name is Antonio Marcos. Antonio Marcos, and the song name is "The Man from Nazareth." The Man from Nazareth. Just give the deserved credits for that song. It's a beautiful song. The one I just played is just instrumental, but I don't know if the lyrics they translated to English, but it's quite nice. It's a quite nice song. And I don't know if Antonio Marcos was the songwriter or just the singer, but I remember him from 1973. Pretty famous song that time. And I was passing in front of some business the past week, and I heard that song. And that came back in memory. I said, wow, what song is that? That was, very familiar, that song. And, I trying to remember, and I boom, it came. Oh, that's the song. So I just downloaded from the net. But that's fine. And what we are doing here is actually still testing Pluto on the terrestrial experiments. And we are, going forward with that. We just reached up to DATV on terrestrial, and it was quite nice. I'm trying to share some screen captures if I can. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that, but I will try. Not this one. Yeah, that one. No, not that one. Yeah, actually, those are screen captures from the station that were receiving me. Actually, we were testing on 900 megahertz. Is 33 centimeters. 33 centimeters. It's allowed here in Brazil. I think it's it's allowed in the entire region ITU region 2, I think, which is Americas. So we are allowed to use two segments on 900. The first segment is from 903 to 907, and the second segment is from 915 to 927. So we tested on that segment. Since we have Pluto, we are able to transmit and receive on any frequency between 70 and 6 gigahertz, as you guys know, and yeah, that's his reception from my station. Yeah, he was receiving quite. We are using SDR television. That's his transmission to me. I'm receiving him. Papa Yankee 2 Whiskey Golf. Yeah, actually he doesn't have any cam. He doesn't have any camera, so I just teach him how to use OBS and transmit any and make some movie with the cell phone and just transmit anything just to test, and that's exactly what he did. And it was a successful experiment. He's about 20 kilometers far from here, and he has 1 watt only. He has 1 watt. I have 15 watts on 900. I think I have good reception using preamplifier and filters on the in front of Pluto, obviously. And I was able to copy him using, he was using only 1 watt, transmitting on 907 megahertz. Was good. I mean, very interesting experiment. Gary, nice equation. Yeah, very, very clever equation there that you showed. And yeah, your side this way. I mean, we usually see you on the center, but now you're on the side. It's nice, good image as well, no problem. Leon, I think maybe you can use this thing here. I do have a generator, a power generator here that has spark plugs and carburetor and stuff. And this product, I believe this company is pretty famous. I believe you can find it around there. You know, cleaning, decarburize and carburetor cleaner and stuff like that, you know. So maybe you can try those. It's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't do miracles, but it's pretty good. Maybe you can find that on you know, auto parts store. Auto parts store. They do have those that kind of product. You know, just look for carburetor cleaner and you're gonna find it. Bert, nice to see your amplifier. Is very beautiful as always, and very, very nice. And I hope you can make your Leo Bodnar work fine with your 9700. Hopefully it will work. So not biggie. So long transmission from me. So gonna pass to Paul and stay with you guys with one more round. So Papa Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa. With you, Paul, from Papa Yankee 2, Romeo November, and Worldwide DATV Net. Back to you, Paul.
Just a moment, guys. I need to prepare some settings. Just a moment, guy. Okay. Let's see whether my face also appears on the satellite. That would be nice, of course. It's unbelievable. There I am. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all watching the Worldwide Net. Today, Gary, thanks again for hosting, as usual. And before I am gonna forget it, of course, I wish a Merry Christmas to all of you. Yeah, the new year is still 1.5 weeks ahead, but also if you don't see me again before that moment, all the best for 2026. Okay, we are kind of celebrating in the Netherlands the fact that it is the shortest day of the year today. And yeah, that's really good because the days are short and dark, which I don't like at all. It gives the feeling all day that you need to go to bed. But actually that is not true. Time at the moment is 3:30, about 3:30 in the Netherlands, and within, let's say, half an hour it will be completely dark. Yeah, that's nasty, but now the days get longer again, and that's good. Gary, thanks for your clear mathematics leading to Merry Christmas. Yeah, really wonderful to see that equation. Yeah, Leon, you did get the answer already from Ed regarding the spark plugs. Yeah, I blasted them, but that's for a car and not for an aircraft. And indeed, I do agree that you will damage the spark plugs, and that should not be done. I did not know the made me think about yeah, the normal let's say wheel or rim cleaners. What's happening on the satellite at the moment? I don't know. I lost sync with myself. My output power is also sufficient. Perhaps it's the neighbor causing it. Could be. So I did not know this chemical, but it made me think about wheel cleaners. Perhaps that could also be used. I don't know. Never did it. But yeah, you have to remove both the oil that is still on the spark plug and the carbon, of course, the carbon layer that's on top of it. And the carbon, that must be most difficult to dissolve. You did show the PCB, Leon, and actually you told what it is, but I did not get it. I saw, let's say, at high level the schematic through the board that you've shown. I also understand that you're using normal junction FET. That should not be too critical to my opinion. But what it actually is, that did not become clear. Yeah, and hi Bert. It's the second time today that we are talking to each other. This morning it was on the narrowband transponder. We are meeting each other kind of every day. But again, now there is a picture with the reference injection board. I did not know that it was that small, Bert. I do not know what you paid for it, but this morning you already told that it is kind of too much, and now I understand it. Yeah, Ed, you did show a wonderful Christmas test card, and including the test music. That was great. Yeah, I am following your terrestrial experiments with interest. You were raising a question regarding DATV and spectrum in Europe, but to be honest, no, I'm not familiar with that exactly. But since Bert is quite active with DATV, also on the terrestrial frequency band, I think that Bert will be able to answer that question. So I propose that Bert will be doing that. Yeah, what happened here? It needs some explanation to Leon. Indeed, my car was approved formally. Does that mean that I have the license plate already? No, because it really these formal steps take a long time in the Netherlands. That's horrible. But yeah, getting the car approved, I cannot do anything more. Is it? But again, I took the engine out, and last week or the week before you raised the question, Leon. I thought that your car was approved and that it is all okay now. But actually it was not okay, because I had a huge oil leakage from the rear seal in the engine. Yeah, I'm losing sync now again with myself. That is strange. Okay, but I had a huge oil leakage. If you look at the engine, it's a pre-war design, of course, using ropes at the front end and also at the rear end. Yeah, let's say oil leakage in the past on these engines that was quite normal. But nowadays, of course, that is no longer acceptable. So I built a well-known modification into the engine, but did it in the wrong way. And as a result of that, the car was still leaking, and not just a bit, but really a lot. So together with a good friend, we took the engine out again, and did correct with these chemical sealant the leakage. That means that at the rear end there is now a real oil seal on the axle. Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult to find the right English words. Apologies for that. Okay, so that happened. Furthermore, I think I already mentioned that 2 weeks ago I added that small printed circuit board on the Winterhill receiver to have a, let's say, embedded power supply for the LMB. And initially that PCB was not willing to work, but the solution was rather simple, and if you know it, it can also be solved rather simple. But there is a kind of metal sheet at the back side of the integrated circuit, and that needs to be soldered to ground. I thought I had done it, but there was not real contact between the PCB and that integrated circuit, and as a result of that, there was no power. But that's solved. It's up and running. I can control it by software. The Winterhill receiver really is a wonderful receiver. So people who haven't built it and want to see more than one transport channels at the same time, try the Winterhill receiver. It's an old design, but I still like it. And furthermore, since Christmas is coming and I'm the Christmas cook at home, I'm testing some recipes in advance. And that also makes a lot of fun. I have to take care of myself because otherwise my weight will increase too much. But it's a lot of fun. Well, that's the news from the Netherlands. I see that also Roger came on the list. So my proposal is that I hand over to Roger. Really nice to see you all again. From Papa Echo number 1 Alpha Victor Papa.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much. Just check the audio a moment. Right, okay, I think we're getting through all right. A very good afternoon, morning or evening to all concerned on the net. Sorry I haven't been on for quite a long time. Since the clocks went back in the UK, it's a major clash with the the lunchtime schedules on Sunday, but I agreed a compromise today because I did feel I wanted to get on, however briefly, just to wish you all season's greetings and very best wishes for the new year if I don't get on again before the beginning of next year. But always very grateful and delighted. I do watch this net belatedly on the recording on Google, for which I'm very grateful for that. I forget it's the who is doing that. Sorry, short-term memory. But it's much appreciated and able to catch up on what's been going on. Sorry, I think I'm looking at my sound level. It looks a bit low. Let me just change mics a moment. I've just realised I think something has changed in the settings on OBS. Hang on a moment. Let me take that mic off. Let me take that off. Put that mic on. I hope perhaps that's giving me a bit more audio. Let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe even too much. Let's just back it off a bit. Right, there we are. Sorry about mess you about. All very interesting from everybody, and the lovely stuff from you, Ed, by way of decoration, visually and audibly, and also the technical stuff. Waiting to hear that that being actually played. I hope you're an exponent of that, shall we say, musical instrument, Leon. Looking forward to that. Enjoyed your rocketry last week and over the weeks. And yes, as I say, I keep in touch by watching it, but always delayed, so I can't join in. But there we are. Nothing much to report technically here. Been pottering about with various things. I don't know whether any of you watch the DATV Net at all on a Thursday evening, but there's been a lot of discussion and going on about bandpass filters in order to copy any stuff coming down on 23 SEMS on 2359 2.359 gigahertz from the ISS, the International Space Station, and the difficulties we have in the UK. I don't know whether elsewhere with the proximity and therefore overwhelming strength of local Wi-Fi. So building filters to make it possible to copy the very low-level signal coming from the ISS has been a bit of a debate. And quite a lot of discussion on designs, and most of them are fairly large, up to about half a metre long. But I've been having the CNC facilities that I equipped myself with, the homebrew CNC machine. I think you've seen some of the things from that before in the past. I had a go at making a filter. I'll just quickly show you. Let's change cameras a moment. Well, this is the little filter I've been making. It's there we are. Just take the lid off for the moment. It's 100 mil long, and has 5 resonant cavities for tuning and setting the resonant frequency, obviously, and the bandwidth with the coupling screws in between. So it's quite fun designing that in Fusion 360 and milling that up. And the lid, of course, with it's a notch lid to give really good sealing. And at the moment, I'm getting pretty reasonable results with something around about 1 dB insertion loss. So I'm quite pleased with that. Got to get the bandwidth down a little bit, I think, but I haven't really spent a lot of time fiddling with it. But there we are. That's what I've been playing with recently. It's just milled out of a bit of 1 1/4 aluminium bar, and didn't want to waste the thickness of it, so I milled the back plate and then cut it off with a slitting saw. There we are. Anyway, that's enough from me. Say season's greetings to everyone. I've got to slip away for about 10 minutes just to see how things are downstairs in the domestic department. So I'm going to wish you all a very, very happy Christmas and season as greetings, and Happy New Year to all who listen to the net. Let's put back to that camera. There we are. That's enough of that filter. So I'm not sure when I shall join you next time, but I will come in again briefly at the end if I'm around. But don't fret if I don't reappear. So it's over to you, Gary, and thank you for letting me in slightly short notice this afternoon. So Gary, Leon, Bert, Ed and Paul, lovely to talk to you all again, and looking to the next time. ZS6YI, Gary, over to you.
Okay, Roger. Excellent signal. G3IUZ. Frog in the throat. ZA6YI returning. A fantastic filter you built there. Really professional. So, and 1 dB insertion loss is not bad. Not bad at all. It's actually excellent. Especially for so many poles. So well done on that. And I'm sure with a bit of tweaking you'll be able to get your bandwidth to where you wanted. Wonder how narrow you actually wanted. I've been messing around with cavity resonators that I've had for a long time on the repeater. And I have a chap that helps me keep them going, keep the repeater going. And he complained. He says he puts in 20 watts and he gets 4 watts out. So I said, all right. So he took the cavities out and brought them to me. But I've been so busy at the salt mine, I haven't had time. And I was just telling Leon earlier. So a couple of days ago, I thought, well, let me put my new Siglint VNA on. And also it's a network analyzer as well as a spectrum analyzer. It's a nice thing. It can go up to 7.5 gigs. Very similar to what I think you've got up on your shelf there, Roger. But do you think I can drive the thing? I'm so used to the Hewlett-Packard, an old Hewlett-Packard, which I've had for many years. They were frightfully expensive things, but really tuned up cavity resonators beautifully. It is a VNA, of course. Anyway, or a network analyzer, and I don't know how to use a signaling. I'm trying to get to a 0 where I can see, okay, that's my 0 point, if I calibrate it, and then from there see, getting my reference very quickly without having to resort to taking the calculator out. I think that's a bit archaic. Anyway, Leon, to come back to you, any basic acid can work there. You can use phosphoric acid if you want to. You can get, I think Loctite used to, and Worth had spark plug cleaners. Look, to dissolve carbon is not so easy. You can go for fumic nitric acid, and that's quite aggressive, and it's a little bit, you'll get your lungs sorted out with that. But you know what? A very simple kitchen method would be to take white vinegar and mix it 50-50 with water. If you can, distilled water, so much the better. And then put it into a ultrasonic cleaner at a little bit of an elevated temperature, 50-60 degrees, and leave it there for 20 minutes. And that will help dissolve your carbon to a point, and then with the ultrasonic movement, it will get it off the electrode. But you can go to all sorts of, any acid really. Hydrochloric is a little bit aggressive. Phosphoric acid is another one you could use. So you don't need to go to fancy chemicals really. As long as it's an acid base, I would say. That's what we would do to get rid of carbon. You don't get rid of it, but you can dissolve it. And then when you're finished, if you want to, you can take a little bit of baking soda and water, make a paste, and use a toothbrush or even a little wire brush and give it a bit of a scrub to get the last bit of the residues off. So carbon tetrachloride, if you can still get it, would be a very nice chemical to use for that. I see you did say you used a bit of carbon tet, but it's not so easily to come by these days, and they do have a shelf life anyway. Maybe that's what's happened to you. But try any acid base. White vinegar is not a very strong acid, so it's safe, and then you just throw it into a little ultrasonic cleaner. So I hope that works. You can get cleaners from the motor shops. Carburetor cleaners can also do the job maybe, and I think you can, at one of these outlets, you can get something that might be able to do the job for you. I just want to see if I can get hold of these guys now. It's a bit far. Hello from Nigel, Mike 9, is it Mike Tango? November Tango Romeo. I'm a bit far away from the screen. Hello to ZA6FZ, that's Frick. And hi to Ashley in Windsor in the UK. And yeah, the longest day. Well, it's the longest day. It's for us, but the shortest day for you. Today we're in the southern hemisphere, and then hello to G8POH. He's in his new KTH, but not on the satellite just yet. But we look forward to having you back, joining us. And hello to ZR1 Whiskey Tango, Stuart, and then also always to Alfredo in Italy. So those are the guys on the YouTube channel at the moment. Roger, yeah, I run the YouTube channel at the same time while I'm doing the outlet, the broadcast. I just have a separate little receiver coupled up to my computer and off to the YouTube channel, which Ed originally set up, or he gave me this the channel. What will we call it? Channel frequency, but it does vary. But so you can always go back if you click on and like it and become a member or whatever you call it. You can always go back, and it automatically, if we come on at the channel, it comes up live if you so wish. Yeah, what else is there to comment on? Yeah, Ed, very nice over from your side. Good audio, good video as usual. And Paul, yeah, I see you got the vehicle sort of sorted. It's a lot of work, these old vehicles, to keep them up to modern standards. I think you guys are a little bit more, they scrutinize your vehicle a lot more than what we do in South Africa. At one stage, we could get a vintage car, or you could get certain plates for that, and you didn't necessarily have to license them. I think that's changed. I don't know, but anyway, I don't think we're as strict as what you guys are over there. Right, I think let's go down and see if anyone else has come up. No. Bert, yeah, good. Nice to see you on as well. And yeah, signal okay, audio fine, no problems. So, back to you, Leon, ZS1 Mexico, to please take it. Let me just get this off now. Where am I? What gaan nou aan? Now I've got a problem. Oh, damn it, I'm going to have a big problem. I'm going to have to, I can't just switch it off now. I've gone and fiddled. Oh man, that's so clever. Yeah, I must do something about this. Keeps on coming up with the same thing. So, Leon, just give me half a gap. I'm going to just pull the plug here. I can't control the DATV thing at the moment. Once I've cut carrier, if you will take it, ZS1 Mike from ZS6YI.
Yeah, that was easy. Gary just had to stand up and then he went off air. I don't know what you fiddled with, Gary, that the thing wouldn't switch off. My goodness. Yes. Okay, before I forget, the theremin. I made a little recording for the guy whom I built it for. And it's on the cell phone. I'll see if you can, just to give you people an idea of what the thing does. This is very, very crude, very rough, but here it is. Oh no, hang on. I mustn't switch off the phone. I must. Oh, come on. Why won't it video? Oh, just had it. Hi, Rockjam. We're making progress. From this to that. And watch. Oh. Volume. Right hand is volume, left hand is pitch. The pitch, you see this coil
earlier. That's a very critical thing.
Yeah, okay, never mind
I
that.
had to wind that. Well, all the quarters
Okay,
I had to.
okay, shut up. Right, that's the theremin. If you're good, you can play a nice tune with it. In real life, you have your right hand as your pitch control. You don't touch the instrument. It's all done at a distance by proximity, capacitive coupling. So there's some nice videos on Google about playing theremins and so on. And with your left hand, when you come very close, it's completely silent. That's the volume control. And as you move your hand away, the volume goes up until you get to full volume. But yeah, it's a single note instrument made famous by the record Good Vibrations from, I don't know who the artists were, but way back when. Good Vibrations. Anyway, okay, right. The Rocket, yep, this is the latest. I finally made a new nose cone and some joiners to join these chips bottles, and printed the motor adapter there in the back. I must just add fins now at the bottom, 4 fins, and it should be ready to go. So this is a nice size one. Right, okay, let's go back to Bert. External reference on such a modern set, it's highly disappointing. I mean, it's a multi-mode VHF or UHF set. You would expect it to be more than stable enough. Why do you have to externally lock it? That's not good. I'm really surprised in this modern day and age, because that's a new set. It's not old. Even on my old things on SSB, I don't need any external reference. But anyway, there must be a reason. A very nice amp that you've built there, Bert. That's really, really neat. That's really like commercially made. Beautiful. Okay. Oh yeah, Gary, thanks. Yeah, for the advice. I've Googled a lot, and some of the guys say leave it overnight in ammonia. Nobody said anything about acids, because acids are polar, and you should be using non-polar stuff on carbon. But anyway, I'll try some acids, because some of the plugs that I did clean before, the plug itself is still clean, but they've been lying in a hanger and they've got spots of rust on them. So I want to put them in hydrochloric acid anyway to clear off the rust, and then neutralize them and wash them thoroughly, and then dry them in methanol. But anyway, okay, that's Bert. Ed, 907 megs video. That's nice, hey? I don't think we've got a snowball's chance to get that done here in South Africa. Not in that cell phone band. And yeah, the carburetor cleaner, I have seen on YouTube or somewhere that they're referring to carburetor cleaner. That is real vile stuff, and I guess that's... I'll go and get some of that and see if that helps. It should. It's supposed to clear gum and so on. They clearly say that there is nothing that dissolves carbon. You can only detach it from where it's stuck via gum. So if you can dissolve the gum, then the carbon should just fall off. So we'll see about that. I don't know, my concoction that I made years ago worked very well, but I had different chemicals in. Paul, when you lost sync, somebody was doubling on the... I could see it in the spectrum. There was another carrier on top of you, slightly to the side. So no fault on your side. Somebody was putting a carrier on top of you. Okay, I've shown you the theremin and the oil seal. Yes, yeah, because your original failure was the brakes. They complained that your brakes weren't pulling hard enough, but there was no mention of an oil leak. But I've missed so many overs through my work that yes, you must have told them that about the engine and the oil leak and so on. Yes, especially if it's a British car. they're famous for oil leaks. So yeah, I know that rope stuff. It's an asbestos type rope thing, and you have to put it in and trim the edges nicely. My dad used to do all those things with his vintage cars, 1935 baby Fords and 1936 V8 Fords and so on. Right, and then Roger, filters, yes, filters. Yeah, very nice job you've done there, but I have a lot of ready-made ones that I got from work. We had Doppler systems. Before GPS, the only way to measure the speed of a missile was with Doppler. But they've scrapped the Dopplers, and I bought all the RF bits. I bought the Doppler receivers and so on. And these filters were in the feed, in the front end. They operated on 2380, at some stage on 2400, but also on 2380. This is also a 5-pole one. This is not so narrow. But inside the receiver, and I have a lot of them, is these babies. It's also 5-pole. And I use these for my up converter when I do the SSB side, when I mix a normal CB output with the up converter, and this cleans it. It's like, this thing is very narrow, but obviously you can stagger tune it slightly. This, yeah, it's now tuned for 2400.2. That's about the center of the SSB part of the satellite. That's where I tuned it. And yeah, they can tune quite wide. Not a problem. This one was on 2380, by the way. Very, very low loss. I can't remember when I swept it last. Was it under a dB or not, or a dB? But yeah, this cuts out anything, like more than 100 dB down. So yes, I have many of these. This is K&L. That's American filter company who makes a move. There you have it. Come on, camera, focus there. That's what it was. It was 2380, but I've retuned it to 2400.2 for the SSB side of the satellite. So yeah, I haven't tried the ISS receiving it. I've actually lost touch. I don't know, do they use our standard, the normal DATV QPSK, or do they use, I know they do slow scan from there as well, but anyway, I'm a bit out of touch. I've got too many things going, can't concentrate on one thing. But anyway, very nice job there, Roger. Gee whiz. Okay, that's it from me. So I give it back to Bert, PA3AOD for the group from ZS1 Mike in Worcester.
Yes, I think I'm on air. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Leon. Yeah, Gary mentioned always ultrasonic cleaner. I could not come on the name, but yeah, that's also what I meant. The ultrasonic cleaner. Sometimes you know what it is, but forget the name. Anyway, yeah, it's indeed a nice filter from Russia. It's a nice made with a milling machine. Oh yeah, the camera's over here. Oh. Yeah, personally, I've no problems with Wi-Fi signals on 2400. Maybe on my own signals, but that's all. There is no issue in my neighborhood anyway. For the frequency for 2400 is rather clear. So no issues on this side. So extra filtering is certainly not necessary. But with that kind of filter and only 1 dB loss, that's not bad. Let's see what I've written down. Oh yeah, around 900 megahertz here in Europe. It's not allowed there. that's 70 centimeters, 400 megahertz is allowed, and then 1.2 and 23 centimeters allowed, but 33 centimeters not allowed. So I do a lot of, I think 90% of my transmissions for DATV is terrestrial, and that starts at 6 meter, 50 megahertz, and then 2 meter, 70, and goes up in frequency. So yeah, everything above 50 megahertz I can put a DATV signal, and as I said, I'm more active on terrestrial than on the satellite. And one question, Ed, on your headphone, on your left side and my right side, what's there? The left side, from me side, or your right side, there's the microphone, but on the other side, what's on the headphone? Just curious what it is. I tried to figure out what it is, but I could not see really what it was. But maybe it's a top secret something. Let's see what's more. No, oh yeah, for the 9700, the stability. Now that's not for terrestrial work. That's not the issue. But if you want to go to EME with the QO-65, EME that needs some more stability. So that's one of the reasons. Maybe I'm planning to do maybe in the future for some EME, but on the moment it's just a nice future. So it's not for normal terrestrial work. It's not necessary. That's the transmission more than good enough. But anyway, doesn't matter. It works. What would I tell? Oh yeah, Paul talked about the wind rail. Yeah, I'm using the wind rail always, that's the only receiver I'm using over here. The wind rail for 4 channels. I got 2 wind rails over here, so I can see maximum 8 channels. And when it's really necessary, I can pick up my mini tuner also. So I can put 9 pictures on the screen over here, but that's not necessary. That's one wind rail is nice, and the other one is a spare receiver. I would say everybody have a nice Christmas and maybe New Year. See you then next week, or maybe then maybe next year. And indeed, this was the longest night, the shortest day over here in northern hemisphere. And we now go to the summer direction. But yeah. The real winter months here in Europe, anyway, for the Netherlands, is January and February. February. That's the real winter months over here, when it gets cold and icy and freezing and that's more the polar bear weather. Say sorry to everybody, and then the system goes then to South America. Sorry, Ed. Pop Yankee 2, Radio Nancy from the group. Pop Alpha 3, Alpha Oscar Delta.
Okay, PA3 AOD, PY2RN coming back. Before I forget, start with you, Bert. I think your audio is coming in from another microphone, which is not your headset microphone, because I don't know. Your audio is going to a distant microphone. I don't know, computer, laptop microphone, camera microphone, or something, but it's not going into your headset, because it really we can hear the echo, the room echo on your audio. So that's the reason I believe your audio is going to someplace else other than your headset. This is the this is no, which one? No, this one. Yeah, that's the battery. I just put an external battery, Bert, because those are Logitech headsets, and they are pretty good, and they become very, very expensive. Because the world, now it's divided in BP and AP. BP is before pandemic and after pandemic, and after the pandemic, COVID-19. After that, everything gets really, really expensive, at least for us. So instead of the battery, the original battery of that one died, and I said, well, maybe I buy a new one. Nope, 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 too expensive. So I just making adaptations to extend the life of this, because it's a pretty good headset. I like it. It has a good sound, and as you guys can, I mean, you guys can feel it. It has a good microphone as well. And about the 900. Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty dirty band for me here because I have cell phone based stations around, and I have a lot of they keep transmitting lots of signaling, not voice or stuff, but signaling, and it gives me a lot of noise there. But that's fine. I mean, just make test, make test. Obviously, the best band is 1.2 gigahertz, 23 centimeters, but actually, we're just testing. For Roger, nice cavity filter. Yeah, very nice. Just 1 dB insertion loss. Wow, congratulations on that. Great, great work. Very, very nice. For Paul, glad that you got your car approved and fix it, but yeah, bureaucracy takes longer so you can get the license. Here we do have collectors, special collectors license for old cars. It's not so bureaucratic. I don't have any, but I know some friends that they have, and it's not so bureaucratic. The car needs to follow some specs like originality. It must have the original engine, and some, yeah, there is some specs that must be followed. And after that, they issue us a license. It's a black plate. Um, uh, the normal plate is like a light gray, and for collectors vehicles, it's a black plate. So you can use your old car. So hopefully you get your license soon there, Paul. Um, for Leon, nice to see that equipment. So I thought that you are doing that with your voice. I said, well, that guy is an artist making with the voice. Woo, 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 woo. So no, but probably it's not Leon's voice. It's the equipment he assembled. Very nice there, Leon. And yes, the ultrasonic stuff is good stuff to remove carbonization. I agree with Gary, and I think Bert as well. I do have ultrasound bed here. When you put a little bit of vinegar and water and turn on, and it will start vibrating, and it actually acts physically, like you said, to remove rust and carbon or whatever. My problem is that my ultrasonic bed is very flat. I think you need a deeper one. Uh, Usually people use that to clean jewelry and stuff, but it's a good process as well. All right, I'm sure that you're gonna find something, but just try to not kill yourself with all this ammonia and acids and stuff like that. All right then. And Gary, thanks again for moving on the net. Very nice, and for the YouTube transmissions. I wish you all Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or enjoy the holidays. Glad to be here. So New Year's coming, and yeah, here in Southern Hemisphere, we're gonna get the longest day. I think we are moving from spring to summer, I believe. Yeah, it's becoming hot. 73 to all. Nice to see you all, and hope to see you again soon. 73. Now back to Paul. Papa Echo 6. Is that 6? I always forget the number. No, 1. Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa, from Papa Yankee to Romeo November. Wishing you all Merry Christmas. Bye bye.
Okay, it still seems to work. Thank you, Ed. Let's have a look. A lot has been said. First of all, Roger, yeah, initially the audio level in your transmission was really low, but you changed it, and yeah, from that moment on, I could receive you at the usual level, so that was good, Roger. The bandpass filter that you've built is really wonderful, and it was already mentioned by other people. The insertion loss of 1 decibel, that is not much at all for a cavity with, sorry, a filter with 5 cavities. At least that's what you said, I think, and what I also counted. Yeah, I do not know who said it. I think Leon talked about using the filters in the front end. Well, basically that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. But you also have to look at the potential loss of 1 decibel in the noise figure. So if you're using an antenna with really high gain, then the loss of 1 decibel is not that important. And the same is applicable if you use an amplifier in front of the filter. Then you can overcome that loss of 1 decibel very well. So basically, it's a very good filter, Roger, that you've built. Makes me jealous that you're able to machine them yourself. Okay, Gary, how to operate your spectrum analyzer. This is a very familiar problem. As you all know, yeah, I own some spectrum analyzers, and the way in which you have to operate them is all different. So many times, if I power on one, I have to go through the manual again to see how does it work. Yeah, and I'm really glad that you have kind of the same problem, Gary. The vinegar and water solution of Gary seems to be really good. In an ultrasonic bath, I can give that a try. Seems to be simple, and it made fun to see Gary to well, get off the chair and walk in the background to switch off his transmitter. At least you have still the possibilities to switch off, Gary. Okay, Leon, now I understand what a pheromone instrument is. Good vibrations that remind me of the Beach Boys. But actually I do not remember that they are using that instrument, so I have to listen at good vibrations again to see that's true. Wonderful rocket that you showed, Leon. Yeah, that's the advantage of living in South Africa, to my opinion, because there you can launch them and also experiment with rockets. Well, really, let's say, actually, recently, there's a lot of debate in Netherlands and Europe in general about flying drones. A lot of people here are flying drones, but yeah, due to the tense situation with the war in the Ukraine, if drones are monitored, yeah, even airports were closed, and then the question always is whether these are Russian drones or that, yeah, amateurs like you and me were flying their own drone in the neighborhood of the airport. Yeah, Bert, amplifiers, they honestly look beautiful. It's really great what you've built, Bert. Then Leon, you were talking about is it a British car? Yeah, I have to admit that it is a British car, and as what I already stated, the design of the engine is pre-war, and that is the reason why these ropes are being used as an oil seal, but actually they don't seal the oil at all from the car, so yeah, you have to pour up the car all the time, but yeah, the problem is of course the oil leaking out into the environment. Now that should not happen, but hopefully it's solved now. I don't know it yet because I have to prime the oil pump, and that in itself is already rather difficult. Will take some time before I did that, I think. Yeah, Bert, I admit what Ed already noticed. The audio was not coming from your headset, but somewhere was picked up far from your head. So there was also a lot of background noise. But yeah, maybe you are able to switch to the microphone on your headset. Yeah, you were all talking about the 900 megahertz band in general, and that is not only in Europe. The 900 megahertz band is used for rural traffic in cellular networks. That is the most important band actually, to provide cellular coverage. So yeah, amateur transmissions in that band, that is forbidden. Clear. Yeah, and then Bert, you were talking about real winter in January and February. That's right. You are living also in the Netherlands, but far east from me. I'm living near the North Sea coast, and yeah, the North Sea is a kind of heat battery, one could say. So at the coast it's always a bit warmer than where Bert is living. Okay, Ed, yeah, you were talking about before and after pandemic prices. Yeah, I cannot say that. Basically, if you are talking about electronic components, it's rather difficult in Europe to buy them from European suppliers. So, yeah, if I'm looking at my own behavior, I'm nearly, yeah, buying all my electronic components via China, and actually that works really well. Of course, the Chinese do deliver most components that we need, and they are also yeah, delivered rather quickly. Within 2 weeks normally you get your components via the post, so that works well, and is rather cheap. Of course, the European government is trying to do something against it, because the amount of Chinese packages being delivered, that is over millions and millions in the Netherlands only each year. Each month, each week. It's tremendous, the amount of packages that are shipped to Europe, and that means that these packages will be taxed additionally quite soon. Yeah, and then the question arises, of course, how can we buy our electronic components? We'll see. And then the license plates. Yeah, here in the Netherlands we could use a blue plate if you have a collector's license. So I have my blue plates already on the car, but I don't have the license yet. And that's all related to the tax regime in the Netherlands, because normally you have to pay an additional tax on cars, which is not applicable to these vintage cars. So an approval has to be sent by the tax institute. That is not the right word, I think, but you will understand what I mean. And before that approval is available, I will not get my collector's license. That is how it works. So, still waiting. I gave them a call last week, and the answer was rather simple. I simply have to wait. That's the situation. Yeah, and that's also all. Thanks for being available in the net. I did enjoy it. It was a wonderful net. And I thank you for that. Again, Merry Christmas, and until the next time. Camera and microphone will go to Roger. Roger, please.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much, PE1AVP. And the rest of the Worldwide Net. And all noted with interest. I had to slip away for 5 minutes, so I missed the last part of your over Gary and the first bit of yours, Leon, so forgive me if I've missed anything of significance, but thank you very much for the all round for the remarks on the filter, the ISS filter for an attempt to being able to monitor the downlink, which of course has only got a few watts into it, and it's a patch in amongst a lot of other clutter on the bottom of the satellite. So the signal strength, even though it's in a low Earth orbit, is still on the small side compared to local signals on the 2.4 gigahertz band. So that's the object of the exercise. Okay, Gary, on your familiarization with the spectrum analyzer. Yeah, it's one of those things that's extremely nice to have. You can't do without it when you want it. But most of the time it sits there unused, but when you want it, it's the only thing that can do the job. But yes, at my age, you have to relearn to drive the thing, which is a bit of a nuisance. But I must say this particular one, the Siglant, there's a radio spares badged one, but it is a Siglant underneath. It's pretty straightforward to run, I must say. It comes back fairly quickly, and mainly for things like filters and aerial performance, that sort of thing. I find it's extremely useful with the built-in tracking generator and so on. So yeah, wouldn't be without it, that's for sure. But yes, I did have an old one. I've forgotten the make now. I picked it up, but it didn't have the frequency range I really needed, and I managed to move that on, and that sort of basically financed the Siglant. Right, that's that. Leon, okay, I got back in time to see your recorded demonstration of the theremin. Yes, I was familiar with what a theremin as a musical instrument is. I've seen the sort of real thing in operation, or films of it in operation. But it was nice to see you demonstrating it, how it works, and you just need to box it up nicely. And we shall expect some really tuneful stuff from you next time. Lovely. Yeah, Bert, I echo Ed's remarks. I was finding your audio really quite difficult to copy, so that perhaps is the reason if it was not the mic. It did sound distant, strangely almost distorted, but my hearing is failing quite badly. That's why I've got headphones on myself at the moment, so don't take me as in any way a proper critic of audio, because I've got my own problems, and not a lot can be done about it. It just deteriorates, I'm afraid. Too many birthdays. Yeah, I've got another one coming up very shortly, and it'll be the big 90. I don't know why it's significant, but it feels quite significant to have got 90 times round the local solar source. But there we are. Just grateful to still be reasonably active. That's that. Ed, thanks for explaining the addition to your headset. I've often noted it, but assumed that perhaps the battery, you discovered the battery ran out rather quickly, so you supplemented it with something rather more powerful. But now I understand it's a matter of the replacements are too expensive, so I don't blame you. But I've often been intrigued by this this obvious addition that you've made to the headset. I assume it's Bluetooth, I guess. And Paul, yeah, on the MG, I know exactly what you're up against. My brother had a pre-war MG Tourer, open Tourer. We're talking 70 years ago, and yes, he used to spend an awful lot of time under the bonnet, what with one thing and another, and with it jacked up. But still great fun, great fun. Right, I think that's about all. Say nothing really to add of any significance. Thanks very much for the kind words on the filter. But it was great fun. It was a challenge. I thought let's do something slightly different from the ones that the other guys have been making from aluminium box section, and much bigger, rather like the one that you showed, the commercial one that you showed, Leon, and of course. That they can be tuned to a very narrow bandwidth, which is of course really what we're looking for with this particular application. And the downlink has been restored on the ISS. It stopped working. It went up, of course, many years ago, and then it stopped working. Had to come back down for a repair and rebuild. And then NASA changed the specifications, so it had to be altered. And then, of course, it had to go back up again. And it's still on the old standard. So it's a bit old-fashioned in that sense. But to do a total rebuild, I think, and then get it certified was out of the question. So they had to stick with what was originally approved by NASA and then modify it to bring it up to improved specs, but a total rebuild I think was just beyond consideration. So we're stuck with the old standards for the actual transmission. But 2395 is the down frequency, and I think I haven't checked recently, but it normally, unless some other activity is going on, there's at least a carrier there, if not any actual data. But at least there's a carrier on the frequency on 2395. Right, that's it. Very, very happy Christmas to everybody on the net and watching the net. And I shall look forward to hopefully being in touch with you, if not after Christmas, into the new year. So it's back to you, Gary, and thank you again for masterminding the net on this and so many occasions. Very grateful. Lovely to be in touch with you all. So farewell from UK, and back to you, Gary. ZS6YI. This is G3IUZ in the city of Wells, Somerset.
Right, so I crashed in on that. I wasn't really ready. I just had Tesco's delivery. Wasn't sure I was going to make it. But I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. It's not always convenient for me to actually make it. It's not near the time. It's just what else is going on here. But good to see everybody. So I haven't really got a lot to add other than the SAQ transmissions which were tested. They were working well, so that'll be on Christmas Eve morning. So we'll try and pick them up on their Christmas transmission. Anyway, good to see you all. Merry Christmas, and back to you there, Gary from G.
Surprise. Hi, Martin. Lovely to see you. And good signal as usual. And hi to Carol. I hope she's doing well. Right. Also want to say hi to Leslie, my grandson. He's just come up on YouTube and said, hi, Grandpa. So he's watching us. And he's ZU6IY. And then hello to Peter Rudolph from Hanover, DK3 Zulu Fox, also watching. We've got 41 people at the moment viewing. So there we go. Yeah, Roger, just to get back to the signal, the one I've got is a VNA and a signal spectrum analyzer. It's a heavy thing. It's 9 to 7.5 gigahertz. It's the SVA 1075X, and I've hardly used it. I don't know how long I've had it. No, geez, I'm bumping the mic here. This thing is too heavy. Just wanted to show you. It looks very similar to yours, actually. But let me see if I can lift it up and zoom in properly. That's it. And it's both. You can choose whether you want to use it as a spectrum analyzer or if you want to use it as a vector network analyzer. You can use both for filters, but the VNA is sometimes a bit better, but they both work. So anyway, with that, I want to once again wish everybody a very happy and joyous Christmas. Thanks for coming up, and it's been good to be able to host the net. And thank you to Martin as well for hosting the net when I had the lightning strike at the end of February last year. So I was off for quite a while. Just want to tell you guys, talking about the longest day and the shortest day, as from 30 minutes ago, exactly 15:03 UTC, we moved over and our days now get shorter. 1503 for my area anyway. So we are now starting to go from the Tropic of Capricorn to the Tropic of Cancer. So our winter is booked. It's on its way. Still a while yet. But yeah, and your summer's on its way. I'm not sure on your position in the UK and Holland. I'm not too sure what the exact time would be. But anyway, I know it was 3 minutes past 5 our time, which is exactly half an hour ago. So I can feel the difference already. Anyway, wishing everybody on frequency a wonderful Christmas, and we look forward to seeing you before the new year. This is ZA6YI near Johannesburg, South Africa, but in everybody on frequency, all the best. 7-3. And now if I can close the station, it will work this time, Leon.
Okay, Gary. Yeah, you managed to get it stopped. Oh, and Kitty's in the picture as well, or at least half of her. Oh, there she is. Okay, everybody. Yes, happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year to everybody watching and listening. And thanks for the ISS frequency, Roger. When I'm back at work, I'll put one of the antennas on there because it's auto tracking. So once it snips the RF, I can stand off and it'll track it by itself. And now you say it's still the old system, which is it SSTV or is it FM fast scan TV? FM fast scan TV I can do at work. I don't have to bring anything in from the house, from here. If it's SSTV, well, then I'm not even interested. I've done SSTV for many years, but no, compared to this, no, there's nothing to beat it. But yeah, FM TV, FM fast scan is quite nice, and it's pure analog, so I like it. Okay, right. Cheers everybody from ZS1 Mike. Now going outside and see if it's a bit cooler now.